Oh my gosh, this is amazing, and I just want to say you are listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts. Max Caster, your future AEW champion. Fucking man. Yeah.
Let me get it.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, brought to you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wrestling with Savage, episode 68. We've made it to 68. We're going to be going over some AEW Dynamite in a little bit. But first, let's get to our guests over here, Jay and Gilch. How you guys doing tonight, Jay? What's going on, man?
Chilling,
What's
man,
up,
chilling.
man? Same shit. I heard you guys were talking about the Mets. What happened with the Mets? Please tell me.
Swept the Yankees in 2-game Subway Series.
Oh, wow. Very impressive.
Pretty easily, too.
Cool. I have money on the Mets to win the whole fucking thing this year because they gave me good odds, like at the beginning of the year, and I took it. So, I mean, I'm a Yankees fan, but at the end of the day, I'm a New York fan. I don't really fucking care. I wasn't there for Mickey Mantle or Babe Ruth, so I don't have those, like, roots, you know what I mean? I'm a New York Knicks fan. I'm not a Nets fan. But when it comes to baseball, I have no problem cheering on both teams. Football, unfortunately, I can't do the same. The Jets fucking stink. The only reason that there's a good reason to cheer for the Jets is their tickets are fucking cheap. That's about it.
True.
I'm about to become a Mets fan because their tickets are so goddamn cheap too, man. It's much cheaper to be a Mets fan than it is a Yankee fan. I'll tell you that.
I'm about to go to a Jet game.
I don't know, man. But let's get into some other stories tonight before we get into Dynamite real quick. I heard there was a lot of rumors going around today that, you know, Bryan Danielson is fucking sick of kids in the back being on their cell phones. And by kids, I mean other wrestlers, young wrestlers, that just all day just sit on their cell phone, TikToking or Twittering or Instagramming their fucking head off. What do you think about that? Jay, do you think that's a problem in the back in the locker room? Do you think that's a reason why maybe some of these matches have botches? Because instead of these guys going over matches and going over fucking spots, they're just too busy on social media?
No, I just think people are just blowing it way out of proportion. You got to understand, this is a new generation where social media is impactful, and it does a lot of wonders, as you can see for some wrestlers. So, honestly, Bryan Danielson is not from that era. He doesn't really know what it is, and honestly, he probably doesn't even have a whole social media. He doesn't know how it goes, how it works. And, you know, believe it or not, you don't even need to wrestle. Social media will just get you more over than you wrestle, period. So he has to understand, it's a different generation, it's a new era, and I get it, he doesn't like it, it's traditional, but let's face it, this is what we live in.
What do you think about this, Gulch?
Yeah, I think totally out of touch by him. This is it. I mean, this is the new era. Like Jay said, you can cut a couple promos, interact with a couple fans on your TikTok or your Insta, and you know, it's the amount of views and stuff you get. So, out of touch by Bryan Danielson, in my opinion.
Well, I can agree with you that he's probably out of touch, but at the same time, he's not completely wrong, because you got to remember, this is their workplace. These guys aren't there 7 days a week. We're talking about 1 day a week. They have to show up and do a good job. So they're in the back 3, 4, maybe 5 hours. Some of them only 1 hour, 2 hours, depending on the superstar we're talking about. So on some level, like the newer people, when they get to the arena, in my opinion, I think it would be super beneficial to them if they actually just got more involved in walking around, getting to know the whole crew, getting to know the guys who do the lighting, getting to know the guys that do the sound, getting to know the ring announcer, the timekeeper, the managers, the wrestlers, and then, of course, actually really work with their opponent to really go over their match, to maximize their time on TV. So, yes, I do agree that you said that Daniel Bryan is definitely out of touch, because today's generation is different. But at the same time, the people that aren't getting over on social media, the people that are the ones just in the back just scrolling on the phones, the people that are in the back not making videos, not making content, they're just being stagnant, waiting for their segment bell to hit so they can get up and go cut whatever the fuck they have to cut. 3 minutes, 4 minutes, maybe a match, whatever it is. I don't know, man. I just think when you're at work, you should focus to do the best possible job. And if the best possible job is to be on the phone doing promos, fine, so fucking be it if that's what's doing it for you. But if that's not what's doing it for you, you need to take full advantage of the opportunity that you have right now, because there's about 20 other thousand wrestlers worldwide right now active who are coming for your spot. They're coming hard. They're hungry. They're the ones that are at the indies. They're the ones that are touring on buses. They're the ones that are getting in a fucking car that only fits 6 and 7 fucking people are coming from fucking Massachusetts to New York, or from New York to fucking Portland, or whatever the fuck. So have a little respect for your workplace. That's my take on it. Real quick, WWE fines talent $1,000 for using certain words on the ban list. Now, I don't know if this is going to change post Vince McMahon era, but apparently every time Cody said the word built, he got fined $1,000, and he doesn't care. He said he would keep saying it if he has to. If he has to pay $1,000 every time he has to say it, he will continue to do so, because at the end of the day, the belt is a belt. It goes around the waist, so it is a belt of some kind, championship title. Do you guys think that's fucking ridiculous that they're fining $1,000 for certain words? Or Vince, let's say, I guess. This had to be a Vince thing, right, Gilch?
They've done it before.
Yeah, but that's not even a bad fucking word, man. Like, that's, like, pretty extreme. The point I'm trying to make is, all day today I've been reading about, like, Vince McMahon backstage politics, how he was apparently losing his memory, and that's why we got a lot of the shit we got, because he, according to other people, wouldn't even remember that these people fought last week at some points. And if that's true, then that, brings a lot of light to a lot of the reasons why we've been watching a lot of the same shit for like 2 or 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I don't know. Have you guys read anything at all today about Vince McMahon backstage? How he was just, people are all coming out now, all out the woodwork, saying that he was torturous to work with. You had to walk on eggshells. Commentators' lives were miserable. That he would go absolutely berserk over the smallest fucking mess up, and he would blame that tiny mistake on saying that you ruined the whole thing now, and that's why we're scrapping it. Like, that's insane if that's all true, but it's just funny to me that they all wait for him to be out the picture. And, I still think these people should be walking on eggshells, because is he really out the picture? His daughter's still super in charge. But they're never going to talk? I mean, if you were a wrestler right now in the WWE, and you had, and then some, Jay, I will go to you first. If you were working for Vince McMahon under these terrible conditions, let's say, and then he leaves, he retires the way he did, are you going to go on social media and start bashing him? Even though Stephanie's still in charge?
I would say no, I wouldn't bash him, but I would go on social media and I would put some pray emoji signs, and I would say, Dixie Carter, please buy WWE. And then other pray emoji signs after that.
Dixie
That's
Carter?
what I would do.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into Dynamite. Go ahead, Gilch. What you got for me?
No, I mean, in a dream world, yeah, that's perfect. But let me tell you something. When this company gets sold, it's not going to be to anyone that has anything to do with wrestling. You're looking at Disney or someone.
I think it's going to be a Disney thing, in my opinion, too. I can see it, because WWE has such a long history of iconic characters, and Disney can turn all of that into money. We're talking about animated movies for The Rock, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, Triple H. I mean, they can imagine what they do with Toy Story. I mean, all their Disney movies. I think that's Pixar, but you know what I mean. Disney does all the fucking crazy movies, bro. How many movies can Disney make based off WWE characters over the last 40 years, if they wanted to?
Yeah.
I don't know. Who else is gonna buy him? The Rock? Can The Rock compete with Disney?
Dixie Carter can. She's tough. She's bold.
Dixie Carter does not have enough money to buy WWE. What the fuck are you talking about? She doesn't have enough money to buy a fucking gift basket for your fucking your family.
Make superstar. Show her some respect. Show her some respect on the show.
All right, well, I have some
valued at over $1 billion. So I mean,
I have some other stories to get into, but maybe if we have time at the end of the show, we can get back into some other wrestling dirt sheet shit going on today. There's a bunch of stuff going on in the world of wrestling. It's like lighting up like a fucking Christmas tree in the middle of Times Square. It's getting nuts. It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. It's time for some pro wrestling. This week's show is Fight for the Fallen 2022, and it comes our way from the DCU Center in Worcester, Massachusetts. We're told the main event is going to be Bryan Danielson versus Daniel Garcia, which I was actually excited about this. I'm sure you guys were excited about this because Daniel can go. We've seen him go lately. He's good in the ring. And I'm not talking about Danielson. I'm just talking about Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia can fucking go. So I was excited about this match. But I did not expect the opening match of the night to be Jon Moxley versus Rush. Because that just can... I mean, I'm not surprised because I've seen it before. But again, just total disrespect to the championship title, in my opinion. Like, do you guys agree with that? Do you think it would have been... I mean, I know everybody's waiting for Bryan Danielson to come back, but he's not the fucking champ. Why is he in the main event? You like that shit? You okay with that, Jay?
It's Barnyard Wrestling. Why would you have Barnyard Wrestling match as your main event on a national TV show? We're just seeing it right now. You could even talk about it.
Man, I mean, this is your typical Jon Moxley match. It was a good match. I have a bunch of notes here now. I'm trying to contemplate right now. Do I even want to read all the notes, or do I want to go just straight to Jay? Who's got more on this match between Jay and Gilch right now? Gilch, you got notes on this match, or does Jay got notes on this match? Who's got notes on this match? I got a bunch. I want to know. Should I pass the torch, or should I read it off?
It's really nothing to start to be so...
No, there was action, man.
Wow.
Here. I'll read the first paragraph, and then if you want me to keep going, I'll keep going. If you want, you can cut me off and just grade the match so we can save some time on this first match, because it was a good match for an opening match. I'll go straight into it. I gave it a 3.5 star, and there was a couple of reasons why I gave it a 3.5 star. I liked it. I know Jay's holding his fucking face right now because he can't stand when matches go to the outside like 36 times like this one did. All right, well,
they got
whatever.
You. They got you.
In my opinion, how the hell did Rush even earn a title shot? Can someone please explain this to me at some point in the fucking show tonight? Rush with Jose the Assistant versus Jon Moxley, and I can't help but feel that this should be the main event as Wild Thing plays, and out comes the interim AEW World Champion Jon Moxley with his Forged in Combat t-shirt, big pop from the crowd, and here we go. Live on AEW Dynamite to kick things off with the World Championship match. William Regal joins commentary, tells the man in the mask he's looking divine. Tonight is the night Bryan Danielson comes back. I can't believe it. Match starts off with Rush being very aggressive, talking to Moxley to the outside. He just right away we go to the outside. Multiple shots sending him crashing into the barricade, back into the ring, more shots. Now, he even busts Moxley open to begin the match. Like I said, your typical Moxley match. As soon as the match starts, he's outside. He's fucking bleeding already. Oh my god. He sends him into the barricade another like 26 fucking times. He has Mox laid out, but now Mox gets rolled up back into the ring. Rush is taunting while Mox does a suicide dive and a nice suplex on the outside. Mox now with the multiple headbutts sends Rush back into the ring. Now both men exchanging chops until Rush lands a power slam and a cover kick out from Moxley. They were going back and forth. He used the camera wires to try to choke out Moxley on the outside. We go to fucking break. Rush later in the match goes for a running dropkick in the corner. Mox is able to dodge it. Now goes for the sleeper hold in the middle of the ring. Rush with that basically like nasty forearm goes for a clothesline. Mox gets the Death Rider cover, but Rush with a kick out. Now another sleeper hold by Moxley on the ground, really cinching in, and it's over. Rush passes out, and still your interim AEW World Champion Jon Moxley. 3.5. What do you think, Jay?
I think you saw a different entirely match than I saw.
No, I saw the same fucking match.
I saw a match that was complete garbage from the start. When Wild Things hit, it was just complete shit. He comes in the ring, what happens? Instead of him jumping start the match, his opponent jump starts the match. And then we go right into the outside. And now we're throwing each other into the barricades. What killed it for me, what kills a match, I mean, when you bust a guy open at the first, I don't know, less than 5 minutes of the match, bust it open. Then you have the nerve to taunt more than one time in the match that you're licking his blood and you're putting it all in your face. And yeah, I get it the first time, I'll tolerate it. But when you do it more than one time, it's like, really? Like, no, it's shit. It starts, then it goes more on the outside. The only thing impressive was Roosh straight jacket pile driver. That was the most impressive thing of the match. But overall, Jon Moxley, this is a typical Jon Moxley match. It's not technical. Let's face it, when he tried to copy Bryan Danielson's stomp kicks to the face while the opponent's laying on the mat, that even looked like shit. His kicks looked like soft. It didn't even look like it was impacting Roosh at all. I didn't even know at what point what he was doing. I think the crowd even knew it. So I can't give this match as high as you can, but I'm going to just go a 1 here.
All right. I mean, I gave it a 3.5 because I thought Roosh had a good performance. And like you said, that pile driver was very impressive. He had 2 rough shots. Then we see Andrade come out, try to trip up Moxley. I also give it a lower grade because of that. I didn't like the interruption by Andrade coming down and, just getting involved in the opening match. That's a championship match as well.
My thing is...
But the pile driver...
But listen to this. I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's not only the blood. It's the posing too, and it was too much of that in the match. I can't give a match 3.5 if it's just too much of that and too much of the blood and too much of the licking of the blood and the camera. It was just too much. It was just too much of a mess.
What did you think, Gilch?
I actually agree with both of your assessments aside from the score. It was some messy stuff. There was some stupid stuff. The whole interfering in that match, which kind of killed it for me. But I thought Roosh looked good. Kind of stupid that, we were not even... I looked at the time because I wanted to know if I said it right, but we were like 6 minutes into the match and his Moxley already cut open. It's like, really? Again, it's like every time. It's not getting... It used to be like, oh, cool, we got blood. Now it's just like, yeah, we got blood again, of course. It's like... So, I'm gonna go 2.5.
2.5? All right, that's fair, man. Like I said, I just thought this guy looked impressive tonight in the match with Jon Moxley. He held his own. Who's the world champion? He looked like he could go toe to toe with the world champion. He looked like he had him on his heels. And after that pile driver, I wouldn't have been surprised if he would have got the win right there. Because if you want to make a splash, you just make someone a new world champion on the opening of the fucking night right away. That sends shockwaves through the wrestling world. If Andrade comes down, screws him, and then Roosh is the world champion, and then maybe just hands it off to Andrade, who goes into Ric Flair's last match as AEW world champion. What a fucking beautiful little sight that would be, no? But no, we don't get that.
Dream.
Yeah, I like to dream, Jay. That's the problem with a lot of people in the world.
I would
today.
never.
They don't like to dream, Guilt. You know what I mean out there? All those people that they don't like to dream, those fucking 9-to-5 zombies that have no vision for the future. They just keep talking about how they're saving up for that dream house or that dream this, and the next thing you know, they're fucking dead. So you keep saving. You keep saving up for that bullshit that you're not gonna buy anyway, man. While everybody else in the world, they're living their dream.
Living their dream, buying championship belts, figures, baby.
You gotta live your dream, man. You gotta live your dream. All right, WWE's not gonna pay me to just fucking leave my house and go work for them. I have to fucking earn my place on that roster by years of work that I never put in. So I gotta go pay my dues. I gotta go take my bumps. I gotta go take my chair shots, and I gotta eat everybody's fucking shit. But I'm gonna do it, baby. I'm this close to never putting one of these in my mouth ever again, and just go become the greatest fucking manager of all time. I want to be like Bobby Heenan, the Weasel. I want to be the new Weasel. Why not? I can be a good fucking weasel, man. We need it. What do you think of Jose, the manager for Roosh?
Stupid.
Was he with him the whole time that he was in Ring of Honor and all that?
I don't even know.
I feel like he was pretty useless in the match. Like, why even have Andrade come out? Why isn't this guy helping you do that? So he just comes out and does nothing else. He doesn't get involved. I understand. Well, this segment's not over. Okay? Because somebody has to challenge the next match, right? Are you guys in agreement that this is a good storyline? Le Champion? Chris Jericho coming out, making it known that after 2.5 years, he's demanding a world championship match. Demanding. What do you think, Jay? Does he have that right?
I truly want him to win the belt on that date. I truly, truly do.
The
But
quake,
my heart tells me they're gonna just give it to my.
the quake
man.
on the lake,
I'm
right?
not looking forward to it.
Is that what we're talking about here? The
at
quake on the
Quake at
lake. I like that name.
Quake
That's
at
nice.
the lake, on the lake. That's my prediction. I'm just not gonna like the outcome. Like always, I'm just not gonna like it. This is great. It's gonna get everybody's attention, but I know what they're gonna do. And
I'm with you, man. I hope Jericho
I'm not
wins.
a
I mean,
fan.
I think
Not a
AEW's
fan.
best bet right now is to spread the love with that title while Punk is gone. Because from what I heard earlier today, CM Punk is not doing too good. He had the foot surgery, and he literally has to learn how to walk again. And he was spotted at that San Diego Comic-Con with a big boot on, in pain all fucking day, and icing his foot maybe 10 times in that one day during panels and interviews and all that other shit. So, I mean, that sounds tough to hear. That you have to learn how to walk again. That's tough. That's a tough pill to swallow.
It's
So
over for him.
his return is not anytime
over.
soon. So this whole interim thing, it's gonna be a while. If maybe we never even see it. I don't know. We don't know. We don't. Everything right now is speculation when it comes to CM Punk.
Yeah.
We don't know.
They won't change the title hand. They won't change it.
So you think Moxley's holding on to this thing all the way till Punk's return? I feel like that's such a bad move. Like, you want to sell
is.
merch, Le Champion, you get a whole new run again, and then wouldn't it be nice to see Sammy turn on him maybe and take the title off him?
It's just this.
Go ahead, Gilch.
I was just gonna say, like, Moxley doesn't need this, man.
Yeah, no, you're right. He's certified.
I remember I said it when they put the belt on him. I said it just felt like fucking lazy. Like just drop it back on Mox and that's it. And I agree with you guys. Like, I think it's funny because I thought Jericho was going to be the next guy up in a feud with Punk before he got hurt. And I agree with you guys. I would love for him to win it again. Cementing the Mount Rushmore and everything else. But I have the feeling, like you guys say, it's just going to be like just a filler spot that he's going to work with him, lose the title. And to the CM Punk thing, I think they need to seriously start thinking about this not being real for him. It's not good. And we saw how he's been in the ring before he got hurt. I mean, there wasn't really much impressive he was doing in the ring. He looked old, he looked slow, he was drenched in sweat. So I think they really need to just go back to the drawing board with the world title and just come up with something new.
Yeah, I agree with you. They definitely need to come up with something fucking better than this shit. The whole Moxley being champion thing. There were so many different possibilities, but I guess so many of the big boys got injured, you know? Take Bryan Danielson out of the picture. I'm sure he was in the picture before his shit happened. Maybe a turn on Moxley.
Let a kid that deserve. I don't think we use the word deserve.
Adam Cole.
The kid who could use it, Cole. Put the fucking title on Jungle Boy for all I can. Put it on like one of your young guys that could use this, massive push to the sky. It's just like Moxley with the double.
You might as well put it on fucking Jeff Hardy. That would have been better than this shit. For real. Oh my god. Anyway, Jericho, he's tired of putting people over. He comes out with the black eye, very angry look. We get some pyro. He says this garbage town does not get to sing Judas, Angela Parker says. The AEW Galaxy is, here's what you can do. Appreciate us. Appreciate us. Mocking Roman Reigns. Jericho basically says he has to come out here and congratulate him on that amazing match, but challenges him at 2 weeks from now, Quake at the Lake, like Jay mentioned. He says he will be the first two-time AEW Le Champion. Ah, man. Moxley says, I hate you. I am the two-time world champion, and I hate this sports entertainment bullshit. I used to look up to you, and in your own way, you are the GOAT. You've been everywhere. You've done everything. But everything you have going on right now between the Wizard, Le Champion, Inner Circle, it's all pathetic. And in this city, this is the AEW championship, and it's the championship of pro wrestling, and I made it that way. Do you agree with him that he made it that way? Gilch, do you agree with that? That he made it that way?
Talking about Mox?
Yeah, he says he made it that way. I feel like Kenny Omega made it that way. That's my opinion, but
I guess. I don't know. This fucking promo went off the rails like super fast for me. After like the first 2 minutes, I was just like, whoop, whoop. Like it was just all over the place.
yeah, he was going on and on. He didn't stutter. He didn't make any mistakes. I gave it a 3-star because, like, I don't know. I like Jericho more than I like Mox, but I can't go higher than that. Jay, are you grading this whole segment at the end at the end of the match between Mox and Jericho?
Yes, I am. And I'm going to talk about it. I mean,
Please do.
let's face it, Jericho is carrying this whole segment. I didn't like Moxley, like Gil said. It just went off the rails at one point. I didn't know where it was going. Jericho was pretty much holding it down. What I don't like is a bunch of people around him. I don't need the goons around him. So I would love for him to just go straight up, but that whole lying heart and all that, I wasn't buying into all that. I'm going to give it a 2 just for Jericho, but I don't need the goons, and I just don't want to hear much of Moxley. Like, it's just off the rail. It's just too much.
The highlight of, was it that segment or was it the other time they came out when not Menard but the other guys, AEW Galaxy?
Yeah, that was good. I don't think we saw Menard tonight, right?
No.
Yeah, we saw him. Maybe he's taking a little break.
AEW Galaxy appreciate us, so that was like a total meme on Roman.
Yeah, that was good. That was the best part of that whole fucking shit, to be honest. Ah, man. All right. And what are you grading it, Gilch? You gave it a 2. I gave it a 3. What do you have to say? Shit. 2.5. Meet you in the middle. I like it. They let us know that the Trio Championship tournament is going to conclude at All Out September 4th, which is kind of disappointing. I was hoping they were going to say it was going to conclude at, like, Grand Slam, maybe. But no. So I don't know now. Now I'm confused about that shit. I guess Kenny's coming back earlier than Grand Slam, right? Because I thought that was the storyline. Or do you think Hangman Adam Page is going to join with Bucks, maybe?
So I'm confused. It starts on the pay-per-view?
No, it ends. It ends
confused.
at the pay-per-view. So it's going to start soon.
I'm still...
Yeah.
I don't know, because All Out is real fast. So how do you just start it coming soon? I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's like not even 1 month,
get
and
it.
they're going to just bang it all out. It's probably going to be a mishmash of bullshit trio teams.
I thought, in my head, it starts on All Out the tournament, and then it'll probably end like somewhere down the next pay-per-view.
I don't know why. I have a feeling it's going to be the Bucks and Omega defeating the Dark Order and Hangman Adam Page.
What was up with the Bucks and Adam Page? It was like they wanted to talk to him seriously, then Dark Order came and they bailed. Like, were they going to ask him to be their third?
Yeah.
Right?
Obviously.
Like, right?
Yeah, but I think what's going to happen is he's going to just stick with the Dark Order, and then that's when they get Kenny, and then Kenny makes his return at, I guess whenever they start this fucking tournament, right? Which is who knows when.
It would make sense to start All Out so you could have.
It would make more sense to announce the start of the fucking tournament than the finish of the tournament. Like, and it's crazy. They even had the fucking belts on the table. They already have the belts made and everything.
Nice belts.
Yeah, they did look nice actually. I might have to get 1 or 3 of them. I don't know. Now we get an interview with Dante Martin, which, small, short. Says Sammy is going to have Tay at ringside, and that's because Sammy knows he can't hang on this roster anymore. I come out here week in, week out, earn that respect, and I'm going to have someone in my corner tonight. That someone is Sky Blue. Whoop-de-fucking-do. After this, we got a very nice, and I'm going to say it one more time, very nice video package of Ricky Starks. What is a champion? This man's destiny is written in gold. Wow, I loved it. About goddamn time they give this kid some fucking shine. And I thought that's what he did tonight. We're going to go all over that right now because this was a nice surprise. Didn't see it coming. Liked it. Very good shit. We get Danhausen versus Ricky Starks for the FTW Championship with Powerhouse Hobbs at the side. Match starts off with a face-off in the middle of the ring. Now Danhausen looking to cast a spill, but mocks Ricky Starks. Now Ricky with a big boot to the face of Danhausen. Now Ricky does his own taunt over Danhausen. Now down with a pump kick and a Northern Light suplex. Now the inside cradle attempt, but nope. Nice, very nice drop kick from Ricky Starks. Ricky goes for the corner attack. Danhausen with a counter, roll up over Ricky. Now Ricky with a huge spear and the 1-2-3. Now Ricky with the mic in hand says, nice, very evil, but you're not absolute. Just like last week, I still got a little left in the tank. Let's bring out another challenger. And I'm serious tonight, right now. I was like, okay, he's doing it again. Everybody's worried on commentary. Taz is like, what is he doing? No. Taz already knows what's going to happen. He's probably mad excited. So congratulations tonight to Taz for being a proud papa to a very handsome young man who has a bright fucking future. And his name is Hook, and he comes out and has a match against Ricky Starks. Now Hook opens up with massive body shots all over Ricky Starks. Real fast, just tough shots all over the place. Bop, 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 bop. Just fucking lighting him up in the corner. Irish whip, counter by Hook with a nasty suplex. Folding up Ricky like an accordion, says JR. Now Ricky with a nice shot to Hook and a nice backdrop suplex to Hook. And I couldn't believe it. We actually see Hook taking some fucking bumps for the first time. Hook taking bumps. Wow. Now we got an Irish whip, a hip toss by Hook, who counters nicely. A huge spear from Ricky, putting Hook down. Ricky goes for his finish, but Hook cinches in the red rum, and Ricky has no choice but to tap out. And we have a new FTW champion. And there was a look of respect between Hook and Ricky Starks. Congratulations to the future, Hook. The future of wrestling. Good job, Hook. Good championship win. Right? What are you grading the match, Jay? I'm going to you first.
Can't really grade this match, right? Because it was so fast. It's like a squash to me, how I see it. I love the pump handle suplex that Hook did. That was awesome. I've never seen that, but it was cool. And the way he was moving in the ring was just, footwork was smooth. It was great. And he got the win. I'm going to give it just a 2. I can't really make it, but if I were to grade it, I would go at a 2.
Okay. How about you, Gilch?
It's fair. The 2 is fair for the match. There wasn't a lot there. It was a semi-squash. You got to see him do a little more than he usually does in the ring. The whole segment from him squashing Danhausen to the match, to the end of the match, and then the after the match shenanigans, which I'm sure you'll bring up in a second. I rated the whole thing like as a combination as a 4. I thought it was really good. I thought the booking is really good because it seems like for a while they've wanted to pay this kid off for how fucking over he is with the fans. And he's definitely not world title pitcher. He's not even like, which is the men's TNT or the TBS? I keep forgetting. TBS, right? No, TNT. I wouldn't even put him up with some of the competitors that fight for that title. So this to me was like the perfect booking. Yeah, it's a meme-ish kind of title, but to me, I enjoyed the whole spot, and I liked it.
Okay, well, I'm about to get into that next segment here in 1 second. But, real quick, actually, you know what? Maybe I should get into the segment and then give my grade, because I'm going to combine my grade, kind of like what Gilch did. So, real quick, we'll go over what happened. What happened was we saw a heel turn tonight, right after the match. After the respect shown from Ricky Starks, Ricky decides to get on the mic. Obviously, I lost, and I'm not a stranger to losing, but I want everyone to know something. I was given that title, and I made leather and metal, and I turned it into gold. I turned it back to its prominence, and I exceeded all expectations. I busted my ass every day, and I deserve to be here and talk to you for more than 40 seconds at a time. I deserve that. And there's people back there that tell me to be patient. Your time is going to come. I don't want to hear that no more. My goddamn time is right now, and I don't want to say that I got bad luck. Now we just see Hobbs attack Starks with a big shot to the back of the head. Nice plot twist. Great storytelling. Taz freaking out on commentary, adding extra layers to all this. Hobbs assaults Ricky with a huge spine buster. Now the match and this all together, I'm giving this a 5-star in storytelling. This is excellent, long-term, 5-star storytelling between the family of Team Taz that's now disintegrating because Hobbs has turned heel. But maybe there's a plot twist. Maybe Taz made Hobbs do this to get rid of Ricky Starks, because now it's just going to be Hook and Powerhouse Hobbs. So I don't know. So to me, it just gets a 5-star because there's so many different possibilities of where they can go with this. Now there's going to be a long feud between Team Taz and Ricky, or is Ricky still part? You know what I mean? There's questions to be answered, and when a story and a segment can do that to me, I have to consider it for a 5-star. The match was short, the match was a squash, but it was still a great squash because they've been building Hook as this badass, and here he comes out kicking another badass. We all love Ricky Starks. We all know he can go. We all know he's talented. And this was, in my opinion, up to this point, the biggest win of this kid's career, Hook. And he comes out and kicks his ass, fair and square, clean, no cheating. It's not like they cheated to take the belt off him. Clean win. Taz's son is now the champion, FTW champion. Fuck the world. And I bet you people are going to buy that title now. He's going to make that title more relevant than his father ever had a chance of doing. And that's just a fact. So, I don't know if you agree with me, but I really think they killed it.
One thing that...
I don't agree. Sorry.
Okay. Maybe go ahead.
I had to listen to 5 minutes of this bullshit. I do not agree with this shit. Okay? The FTW... We have to stop thinking of it like it's a legitimate belt. It really isn't, and that's not what it stands for, okay? We all know the origin behind it. Taz got upset of a match, whatever. He made this belt, yada yada, here we are. We all know Tony Khan's a little fucking fanboy, a 90s fucking fanboy, so he wants to bring things back from the dead. So they decided to bring this. Now, I'm going to go into the promo. I loved it, but I'm not going to give it a 5-star. Here's why. I loved it. You know why? Because he wasn't talking about no fucking FTW belt. He was talking about that fucking locker room in the back. How people like him don't get the time to basically go out there and show them people what they could do, what they could really do to the fullest potential. And I was actually loving that shit until that little plot twist, which I still love. But let's face it, there's no heel turn. They're fucking heels. So I don't get the purpose of it. I think it's stupid, but I also think it's stupid that we're talking about this belt like it has to be legitimate, like it stands for something. It doesn't. It's nothing that you could even just go upon or expand. So I'm getting sick and tired of it. I'm getting sick and tired of hearing about it, and I'm getting sick and tired of looking about it. Hook is a great star. Let's not get it twisted. But is he really a superstar? Let's think about it. We only saw him took 1 or 2 bumps. We need to see more for the kid. So yeah, he's a star, but to me, he's no superstar, especially if you win this so-called legitimate belt they would want to just basically promote throughout their show.
Well, that's how you create a superstar. You put fake titles on them and you say they're real titles. And then that's how you create super heels by making them act like bigger assholes and turning on each other. So Hobbs just had... All right, well, let me babble now before you cut me off again. You have Hobbs over here a couple of weeks ago. Remember that match where he went into that spine buster symphony, man? I mean, he came off that match looking like a fucking boss. Tonight, he takes out this fucking bitch in his eyes. And now he sets himself up maybe to leave Team Taz and hopefully have a solo run that he could fucking deserve. Maybe go after Wardlow. Maybe go after, somebody. Just get away from Team Taz. But I don't think that's going to happen. We'll have to wait and see how this all turns out. And Hook, like I said, that's how you make a superstar. You put a title, you put gold on his fucking waist or on his shoulder. Just like you're going to see this Saturday at SummerSlam live when you see Theory carry the United States Championship on one fucking hand. Actually, no. The United States mark my fucking words. Tonight I'm like fucking a prophet. On Saturday, you're going to see Theory with the United States title around his fucking waist. And then 2 more titles right here, baby. Holding them up high. The 3-piece. I love it. Can't wait till Saturday. It's going to be an epic fucking day. Okay. What's up?
Quick question.
Sure.
Me and you, I know, are dead on the same page. With
we might both be sad on Sunday, man.
With Theory being the title, Jay obviously doesn't. So what's I don't mean to drag on, but what's if you don't think he's gonna cash in and win, you think Roman's winning, and you think that brings him lift on?
Let's just face it, guys. Roman's promoting right now. He was on Good Day today. In case you miss it, basically promoting the match. He's gonna win the match. Let's face it. We know Brock Lesnar's part-time. We all know he's just gonna go take a hike and go hunting. So we all know Roman's gonna win. It's a top-selling merch. Everybody loves him. In his box office. I'm sorry, Theory's not there yet. You want to make Theory box office, you gotta make him cash it when it's the biggest stage in the world. Why not? I would love for him to top Rollins. I would love for Cody to win the belt at WrestleMania and for him to cash and screw Cody Rhodes. He will be one of the biggest heels in the whole business. And that would be a great WWE moment to be talked about for years to come. I would love to see like that. I just don't think this stage is right for him right now.
Theory's got 20 WrestleManias left to fucking steal the show. This year's Mania belongs to Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. You heard it here first. And the last time you said, let's face it. I can't see that. The last time you said, let's face it, was last night on NXT. And after you said those words, we talked about how Zion Quinn lost to fucking Apollo Crews. So let's face it. Every time you say, let's face it, your dude, your fucking prediction.
Let me tell you, the Super League is like a fucking Pokemon tournament or tournament. It's basically the biggest stage in the world. All right?
No, Aaron, we're losing viewers. Stop it. Stop it.
He was a winger.
Stop it.
He was a winger. Well,
next, we get a message. We get a message from the guy that kicked off the show. Well, one half of the guy that kicks off the show now, Mr. Max Carter, Anthony Bowens of the Acclaimed. Start talking about last week on Rampage how the Acclaimed roasted the ass boys, and they say, you don't like getting roasted, you attacked us. This week we're going to roast you again, and you're going to have to watch our music video to find out what kind of match we're going to have. Anthony Bowen says, we taking out the trash boys, everyone loves the Acclaimed, Friday is trash day, and that's a mic drop. I was hoping we were going to see this music video tonight. We're probably going to have to wait till Rampage. Probably, more than likely. Big fucking deal. Next, we're going to get a match with Sammy Guevara, the Spanish God, with Ty Conti. Till death do us part on the back of Ty's jacket. He's taking on Dante Martin with Sky Blue. Sammy with a very nice drop kick, but Dante doing a good job playing mind games with Sammy, taunting him, but also pissing him off. Now Sammy goes for the slide. Dante dodges back in the ring, swinging a drop kick, and now a springboard moonsault as Sammy dives back in. Sammy stunned by the agility. Sammy says, I'm out. Walking up the ramp, takes his girl by the hand. He's leaving. Dante attacks him from behind, drags him down the side of the ramp, and now Dante going for a huge running front flip attack, taking Sammy out. As we go to break, we get holy shit chance, which ended immediately. Back from break, we see Sammy clobbering on Dante, who counters, sends Sammy to the outside. Now Dante going for the springboard moonsault. Assault, but Sammy with the incredible timing to the knee. To the face with the knee. Nice knee to the face. Sammy with his own diving attack. Sammy with a Spanish fly. Cover, kick out. Sammy doing everything he can to pretty much stop Dante right now. Dante with a counter roll up. Dante with a nice side slam. Cover, kick out from Sammy. Dante then with the springboard moonsault. Dodges, hits the springboard cutter. And now just basically lifts Dante up. Hits the GTH. And I'm guessing GTH, what does that mean? The go to hell? Is that what that stands for? I like it. And it's a wrap. 1, 2, 3. Sammy wins. Celebrating by continuing to stomp on Dante, and Ty joins in with a few stomps of her own. Now Sky Blue just standing at ringside, not doing a goddamn thing. She actually now gets in the ring as Sammy goes to the top rope. She gets in the way. Now Ty, of course, confronts her, but here comes Anna J. A.S., who comes out to assault Sky Blue, and it's a 2-on-1 beatdown. But of course, here comes Ruby, Eddie, Ortiz, sends Sammy, Ty just running away. I gave it a 2.5 stars because there was a couple of mistakes. It was a little sloppy. If it wasn't for that, it could have been a little higher. What do you think, Jay?
Couldn't agree with you. The timing with both of these guys were off, and I don't know why. Maybe they both had an off day today, because this was supposed to be, to me, the match of the night, and it didn't deliver.
Yeah.
There was just something way off about it. But there was some nice spots. Martin hit that merry-go-round suplex that he did. I thought that was awesome. I'd never seen that. And, the Martin with the Spanish fly. So there were a couple of good spots. Like you said, Sammy with the cutter with the GTH was a nice finisher.
Yeah.
I liked also, which I've been very impressed from the beginning of the night with Anna Jay. I just think once she got out of the Dark Order, she just stepped it up, and now we're really seeing what Anna Jay should be, and I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm almost where you're at. I get it, how you rate it and why, but there was a lot of spots. There was the moonsault from the ramp to Sammy. So I think Sammy did like a corkscrew moonsault that he really went over Martin. So he just kind of sticked his hand out to just kind of bring him down. So right there, you could just say that it was just sloppy as your example. But I'm going to go 1.5. I'm going to go 1.5 on this. I was just very disappointed as a fan of both guys. I just expected it would be a lot better than this.
I totally get it, man. Gilch, how about you?
Yeah, I agree. This was, when I saw this match was coming up, I was like, all right, here's a potential for a 4-star with these two kids, and it fell flat. It fell really flat. Jay's right. They just look like not on the same page at all. It's so aggravating because I had like high hopes for this match. I like Dante a lot. Sammy, although he gets on my nerves as of late, I still like him. And 1.5 is fair.
I only give it a 2.5 because it was sloppy, but there was still enough good spots in the match, and the finish was good. I liked the fact that there was just a clear, concise winner, and the person I liked more won. So probably being a little biased with that 2.5, but it's hard for me to give Sammy less than 2.5 because Sammy's Sammy, and Dante's really good too. Hell of a worker. We've seen him put on fucking bangers this entire year. Unlike Sammy, who I feel like hasn't been wrestling as much this year compared to last year. But, what are you going to do? It is what it is.
Said this was his first singles match since April.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. That's like, that should never happen.
Insane.
That's like insane now that I really think about it, man. It really is. Now we get an interview with Daniel Garcia. Says, where have you been, Brian? I've been going out there every week, getting better and better every week. I'm fresh and sharp. Where you been? In the garden with your wife? I'm going to send you on vacation again with your family, and after that, they will be calling Daniel Garcia the greatest technical wrestler ever. Big words from Daniel Garcia. Now we get a
Talk
promo from.
about this? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
sure. Go.
About that?
Yeah.
I like this segment. I think it's underrated, and I think it's going to be the most underrated segment of the night. I think he really showed what he's about, and he showed intensity, and he really meant it. But obviously, everybody just takes him as a joke that he was going to lose tonight. So, but I thought he shined in this. I'm going to give him a 3 on this. I really thought he shined. The intensity he brought, he really did. He really got me going. Like, I was really looking forward to seeing the match after he spoke. I was actually looking forward to it. Like, okay, I know he's in the joke appreciation society, but I'm really now looking forward to the match. I saw a different side.
Don't disrespect the JAS like that, man. This is all because of Jericho. The fact that you love this all goes back to Chris Jericho. Because if there's no Jericho, if there's no JAS, you don't know who fucking Daniel Garcia is right now.
Come on, we all
Stop
know
it.
who he is. We all watched it.
I had no idea who he was. Gilch, did you know who he was?
You haven't watched from the beginning.
Right? Before
He was
JAS.
before he had that accident.
But I didn't fucking know who he was. And guess what? In
He was
America,
in the pandemic.
hey Gilch, let's talk about elections real quick. What wins elections? Majority, right? Right or wrong? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
It's not majority. Vote. And
in
here,
the ballot box?
in this room, there's 2 people who don't know who fucking Daniel Garcia is before Jericho.
And that's sad.
And then there's you.
That's sad.
And you're not the majority, unfortunately. I'm sorry, man. You're the minority in this situation.
I'm cool. I'm totally cool, man.
Anyway, I agree with you. Daniel Garcia looked.
It's going to be the underrated. You're shitting on it, so right now it's the most underrated segment. Like I said.
I'm not shitting
You're
on
shitting on it. You are.
When did I shit it on? All I said was, if it wasn't for Jericho, there's no this.
It's not for Jericho. Every man themselves. He's not holding his hand there.
Stop
He's not tapping his ass and saying, "Hey, do this."
Stop it! I can go back to footage of you calling them trash their first 2 weeks out on JAS. I have the video footage of you calling them trash.
They're good. They're joke appreciation side, just like the Dork Order. They're all jokes. We have circus people that just do flips and shit, and we're supposed to give them 3 and 5 stars? Hell no. All I'm saying is this kid just brought a different intensity, and I thought
he looked good tonight. I thought he looked good in the promo. I thought he looked good in the ring. We're getting to that main event later tonight because it was a hell of a main event. They stole the show. It was. What do you mean?
What? Which main event? Tonight?
Yeah, that was the match of the night tonight.
Oh, shit. I gotta go mute on that one.
I don't know. What match was better than that?
Hold on.
You kidding me?
No match of the night.
Okay, so obviously, I don't know. Maybe you're on drugs tonight. We'll get back to you in a minute.
I'm gonna go mute on that one.
We get a promo right now from Sanjay Singh, Jay Lethal. Oh my God. Unfinished business. We have these clowns, best friends. Sanjay says, we are real best friends. Best friends then come on and say, you're going to talk about us like we're not 6 feet away. First time I've ever seen Orange without jeans on. Match on Rampage is announced, 3-on-3. Then we get the big interview of the night that they've been hyping up all week. Jungle Boy is going to come and speak. Tony Schiavone's in the ring. And he says, the one and only Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy, being cautious, comes out, but no one's after him. Luchasaurus comes to join Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy is here to respond to Christian Cage. He says, Christian Cage, and this was a hell of a way to start off a promo. Christian Cage, you are the biggest pussy I've ever met in my entire life. Talk about TV 14. JR says, get it off your chest, kid. Pussy chants even break out. What did you guys think about, real quick, not the whole promo, just when he said pussy? Because when was the last time we heard pussy uncut on a wrestling show?
It's been a bit.
Yeah, been a while.
When was the last time? I don't think ever.
ECW.
Well, alright, maybe, yeah, okay. I'm talking about cable, like regular cable, not public access TV. But, yeah.
Pay-per-view.
Jungle Boy out here, man. He's like, I've heard you come out here for weeks, Christian, and talk bullshit about my family. And congrats, you are now the most relevant you've ever been in your entire career. As soon as I get back here, you tuck your tail and you run. I don't know why you're so angry about all this, because I threw you out of a battle royale. For someone that's been wrestling as long as you have, it should not be a big deal, should it? Then I thought about it some more, and I said it occurred to me that you were strapped for cash because your wife divorced your bitch ass. Interesting. Tony says, what about a week ago with Lucha, who was coming out with Christian? Just like all the bad guys in the movies with the turtlenecks, Christian needed someone to protect him, so he found himself a monster, but that monster happens to be my best friend. And what Christian did not realize, he was only being protected for me, and no one is going to get their hands on him before me. You want to talk shit, say whatever you want, say whatever you can think of. I can take it. Swing the chair, hit me in the head. I can take it. 3 years ago, I was standing in the dirt hole with my uncle, Dave, with a shovel, watching tears fall into the dirt as I was digging my father's own grave. And then, on cue, we see Christian then on the screen interrupting. Says something real quick, talking about Lucha being your best friend. That was a mistake. Lucha, your future was main event in gold for days, but you threw it away to be Jungle Boy's lapdog. You think I ran because I was scared? I ran because I was scared of what I would do to you if I stayed. You think the Cachero hurt? You have not seen anything yet. Next thing I drape over you is going to be a body bag. You don't have to worry about me disrespecting your father anymore, because when I'm done with you, you can rest right next to him. You may have the monster, but you told me all your secrets, and now I'm going to prey on your weakness. Gilch, what are you thinking about this promo? What are you rating it?
I like the contents, I like the cursing and everything, but like, for some reason, I don't know why, every word that came out of Jungle Boy's mouth, for me, felt super forced. I mean, I'll give it like a 2-star just because of, you know, like you said, was the last time we heard someone call something pussy, this and that, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
No words. Jay?
So, I liked how it started, and I liked the part when he made the little phone sign and said basically to his ex-wife, you could call me. I felt like it hit his pinpoints, but then I thought it just started to just go downhill once Luchasaurus was in the mix, and the explanation about how he was saying he was loyal and this, I don't know, I was just not getting into it anymore. It just kind of changed my direction. I felt like Cage saved it. But overall, I feel like Cage is being repetitive. It's the same thing I always hear, especially with Jungle Boy's father, may he rest in peace. You know, like I said, we can hear it once, great. We can hear it twice, but once it's like a running record, it just becomes boring to me. And it just becomes flat. And I'm going to go with Guilt on this one. But I think I'll just be a little more higher than him, so I'm going to go 2.5.
Copy that. Well, I'm going to go one more higher than you. I'm going to give it a 3 because I thought Jungle Boy had a strong start to this. Kind of fell off towards the little bit. And I think it would have been better if Lucha just would have stayed in the back and it would have been just Jungle Boy coming out. Like, you know, why do you need Lucha? You know, show that you're, you know, your own man. Maybe Lucha can, you know, be mentioned, of course, but why do we have to show him? This should be just a Jungle Boy thing. But of course, that's not what we got. 3-star for me though. 2.5 from you, 2 from Gilch.
Yeah,
reasonable.
They really should not have Lucha, and it's crazy because when they announced it, they just say we will hear from Jungle Boy. I didn't expect Luchasaurus to be there whatsoever. I didn't expect that.
And I think it's getting real tacky. Just keep bringing up Luke Perry. Too, like, how many more times are we going to bring this guy into this? You already did it for that initial shock value, and at this point, it's just getting like selfish. Like how more, you know, like it's to me, it's not doing what you think, what they think it's going to do. It's not having that effect on me anymore. It's disrespectful at this point, and this is the guy's son. He should be even more disrespected. I mean, I'm sure he's the one that's saying, fine, let's do it. But I think that's just a young, naive person that's making that decision right now. He's not old enough to really understand what he's doing right now. by doing
I just
that.
felt he knew what to say, even with Luchasaurus on his side. But I felt the words weren't just coming the way he probably thought it was going to be delivered. It was just all over the place, and it was just too much. It was like, no, it's falling flat.
I think this would have been more beneficial if there was a mutual meeting, face-off. If you're going to do something where you're going to get Christian to have a response, they might as well be in the ring together at some point. Like, have something. And then maybe Luchasaurus breaks it up, and that's when he comes out. He comes out to break it up so they don't kill each other, and then you have the reason for the match. Whatever. I don't know. Bottom line is, what do we see coming from this? Does anybody have a prediction? Is Christian going to look the best out of all this at the end? Or is Jungle Boy going to kick his ass in a match? Obviously, that's what they're going for, I'm assuming. Usually when they make someone this big of a scumbag, like, what they're trying to do with Christian.
Well, I'm going to agree with Jungle Boy when he said this is the most relevant you've been in your entire career. I think it is, man. I think we've seen something we should have saw 15, 20 years ago, man. I think this is the kind of run he should have had, not that so-called persona he had as Captain Charisma over there in the other promotion. This run he's having as a heel is just great. And we know we've seen him in heels with his tag team partner in the past, but this heel run alone and the way he's just carrying and delivering, yes, he has stepped up, as you mentioned in the past. When MJF and all these wrestlers are down, he's really been holding it down. And I don't think he gets a lot of credit for it.
He's their main bad guy right now, for sure. That's what they're going for. After this, we're going to get a promo from the Young Bucks with a Cutler cam. Says, we did not want to do this today. Turn the camera off. What about that Trios tournament? And then they get a little interested. First ever Trios champion. All your friends are gone. I'd make a great third wheel. Cutler's trying to convince the Bucks to let them, He's like, I can get better, guys. Just let me run with you. They run into Hangman, Page in the back, and, obviously then the thought ponders, Young Bucks and Hangman. The Bucks say happy birthday. It's Hangman's birthday tonight, but then we see the Dark Order come and basically just kidnap Hangman away as we go off air. So, do you guys even want to get into this at all, or nothing?
So my deal is, I thought this was the setup to bring back Kenny Omega, especially when we saw the belts on TV before this. So I thought this was the setup, but if you're saying that it's going to end at All Out, then no, then Kenny Omega's not coming back. If the tournament starts at All Out, then yes, he will come back and join the Bucks and win the whole shit. That's what I thought the belts were designed from day one. But I could see Adam Cole just filling in the slot now that he's going to come back next week and be with the Young Bucks Trios champion, and maybe that would cause some sort of rift between the whole Undisputed Elite, and that could also buy some more time on Kenny's side. So I kind of see that's where it goes. I actually like this because I also like Page's reaction too when he, look, to me, in my opinion, he always belonged in the Dark Order. Leave him there. But his reactions, his facials tonight was great, and the Bucks too. You got to give it to Matt and Nick. They also showed remorse, and when they said cut it, Brandon, cut it. I like this, so I'll give it a 3. I just hope it really sets up Omega, man. I'm really looking forward to this.
In my opinion, I don't want Omega anywhere near the Trios title. I don't want the Bucks anywhere near it right now either. I'd rather, honestly, I'd give it to the Dark Order because they've been getting shitted on since fucking day one. If you really think about it,
you gotta have a star in the Dark Order, and they don't have one.
They have Hangman, bro. I know you don't think he's a star, but he's a star. Yes, he is. He's a star.
No, he's not.
He's a fucking star. Gilch, what do you think? You think Hangman's a star or no? You too? No. You hate him?
I think of one thing when I think of Hangman. A certain word that my friend MJF likes to talk about. Mid.
Damn. It's rough. Well, it is what it is. We can't recruit them all in one night. I guess Hangman's gonna have to work a little harder. Right now he is mid though. Right now he is mid. But you know who else is mid, in my opinion? Who's more mid than Hangman? Swerve fucking Strickland. And that's what we're gonna get next. We're gonna get a 2-on-1 handicap match. Swerve Strickland versus Mark Sterling and Tony Nese. Mark Sterling, if you're out there, you're a fucking dickhead for asking me to go on Cameo so I can get you to do a video.
Fucking dick.
I was the only person talking to you in that whole fucking room. Gilch was nice enough to pay you $20 to take a shitty picture with you.
Okay.
And you know what? I bet you he fucking regrets it. You should have told him to do a video. Hey, it was $20, you fucking cocksucker. How much is he charging on Cameo? $10?
I'm gonna take a look now.
What a fucker.
No.
You get back to me after the match with how much he's charging. Maybe we will pay him, and I want him to pay. We'll all chip in, right? And we'll pay him. And in the promo, he has to talk about how much of a piece of shit he is. And Wrestling Savage is the best. Swerve Strickland versus Tony Nese, Mark Sterling. Tony and Swerve start things off, and Tony takes control as we go to break. We see Smart Mark with some good heel work, picture-in-picture, doing his best to get shots in when he can. Back from break, we see Swerve trying to fight back with a big boot to Tony, forcing the Smart Mark tag. Now Tony back in the ring. Swerve with a big right hand to Tony. Back elbow from Swerve. Now a diving elbow from the middle rope. Sterling is the legal man, but won't come in the ring. Now Swerve with a super kick to Tony. And an over-the-top attack to the chest of Tony. And now Swerve chasing Smart Mark. And Swerve cuts him off in the ring. We get a huge kick to the side of the head. And for some reason, Tony was still knocked out and could not save Mark as Swerve picks up the win. Now we see Josh Woods, whoever the fuck that is, I don't even know, standing over a knocked out Keith Lee. Josh Woods, they tell us, is the man Smart Mark and Tony Nese have been recruiting. And now we see Tony attack Swerve and take his title and hold it up to a big sound of boos. Are they trying to set up Tony Nese? Is Tony Nese your next tag team champion? I'm okay with that. I don't care who the fuck the other guy is. As long as Tony Nese is getting a push, I'm okay with that. Guy definitely deserves a push, and he's never gotten one. What do you think, Gilch? I give it a 1 star. This whole thing was a shit show. I didn't like it.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree. Yeah, I guess if you want to have Tony Nese be a tag champion. Like, you know what's funny? Like, is that really even a push right now in AEW? Because, I mean, 90% of the champions aren't on TV like every week. Like how many times we go a week or two, or even 3 weeks? We still haven't seen Pac. So I don't even know if like throwing a belt on a guy in this promotion anymore is really giving him that much of a push. Like the momentum doesn't follow like it should, because you don't see these guys every week. At least Wednesday, at least Friday. I don't know.
No, that's a good point, man. I mean, we see the Stupid World Championship defended more than any of the other titles. Wardlow wasn't on tonight again. Jade Cargill wasn't on tonight again. We saw Thunder Rosa defend her title, which we're going to get into in a little bit.
And the problem is, it's obviously it's shown to us as 2 shows, but we all know it's really one big show on the same night. So if a guy fights Wednesday, he's not fighting Friday. He's not going to fight later in the night. So at most, you're going to be able to get a guy on TV once a week.
And then we're going to have another set of titles that are never going to be defended on TV, along with fucking Pac, who's one of the best wrestlers in the world today, being forced to defend his title on AEW dark matches in bars, or high school gyms, or wherever the fuck he is. They showed us. Did you see the camera quality of his match that they had? Like, it's 2022. AEW is a pretty big company at this point. And we're using like shitty camera phones.
This is like the cameraman technology. That this is what his official cameraman for the match.
It's like his brother following him around with a camera, and that's his cameraman. Like, this is the payroll at AEW. This is the product. We can't get like 4K camera in there. Is that hard? Pathetic.
It's hard.
I don't know what's worse: the fact that they're recording this with a shitty camera phone, or if he's not on Dynamite at all.
But let's face it. Let's face it, folks. Pac does belong in AEW dark.
Shut the fuck up. He hasn't been on AEW. He hasn't been on Dynamite since he won the fucking title at your pay-per-view. How do you not let the guy that won a title at maybe the best match of the night, right? Am I wrong? Did that Fatal 4-Way not close to being the best match of the night? The only match that was better was the FTR match, probably. Was FTR even there that night? I don't even know. They fought, didn't they?
Listen, Pac belongs in Dark and Elevation. I think it will elevate his career to new
Dark
levels.
Elevation.
Let's leave him.
Oh man, whatever. This whole thing was a shit show, 1-star shit show. I think they need to fire this guy, like immediately.
I'm not rating this.
We got a House of Black promo, which honestly, I don't even know what to say about this promo.
Bad.
I don't even know what to say about this fucking promo.
Bad.
They come out to say there's no need for confusion. This whole world is a great hoax. Society where we worship, fucking people. Says Malachi Black's talking, by the way. God and the devil are the same thing nowadays. And that's where men like you and me come into play. You call it redeeming, I call it balancing out the uneven that you spent your life worshiping the throne. I will make it so that you sit on the throne and everyone will kneel to you. Brody then comes out and says, Darby, it's funny. It's not over until you're buried. On your chest it says, I made an example of you because I can. And I won't stop until your casket drops. Me and you in a coffin match. Let me know what kind of flowers you want on your headstone. Then they showed us clips of Pac's defense on AEW Dark with a camera phone. And we get clips from Thunder Rosa versus Yamashita or whatever the fuck. Where she beat Thunder Rosa and earned a title shot. You guys want to talk about either of that promo or...
Wait a minute. Thunder Rosa lost? I fast forwarded the whole fucking... I can't even...
Yeah, she lost that match and that's why she had to defend the title on Dynamite.
Oh, tonight.
No, she didn't lose the match tonight. She lost, I think, on Dark Elevate. She had a match with Yamashita, which was probably also shot on a shitty camera phone somewhere. But she lost that match. The Women's World Champion lost a match in a room of 50 people. So, yeah. We're going to get into that match right now. Thunder Rosa versus Mia Yamashita. Or Yamashita, right? Yamashita?
Yamashita.
Let me drink some water before I read this, because honestly, this, in my opinion, was the worst match of the night. Without a doubt. By far. Do I really even need to read this? Or should I just say that this was a shit show? It was a shit show. Alright, I'll read the last paragraph. Mia with another huge roundhouse kick. The cover and near fall. Kick out by Thunder. Now the roll up. Counter. Both women now. 2 hard kicks to Rosa's head. Now Thunder with a rising knee and another shitty kick from Thunder to Mia. Now Rosa with a Thunder driver and the 1-2-3. The match was 1-star trash. Way too many fuck-ups. Way too many bad spots. Jesus fucking Christ, was this fucking bad. Jay, what do you think?
Yeah. Timing was off, and we all saw it on live TV at one point when Rosa was like the Undertaker sitting down, and she's just basically waiting for this like stupid spinning sort of kick that was delayed for like 2 minutes. And I'm just there like this, watching the TV like, oh my God, I can't believe that just happened. How about when she slipped in the ring apron? Another bad spot.
Oh, they fucked up on the apron They fucked up on the apron like 3 or 4 times.
And they kept doing it. And then the rollover German suplex, she just slipped on her feet, on her own feet. She just slipped, and she tried to do it again. And it was just a mess. Did you
notice that Thunder got real stiff after that ringside fucking shenanigans? She went in the ring and chopped the shit out of her.
This should all prove the point that Rosa, she's not champion material. She's not.
And it also proves Tony Khan is not a good booker right now. Like tonight, this was bad booking. Like, you have so many other up-and-coming superstars. You have this whole Thunderstorm thing. Like, why are they fighting on Rampage if you're pushing Thunderstorm? What? It doesn't make sense. And then this girl's gonna earn a title shot, like on Elevation. Why are people earning World Championship title shots on Elevation? Can somebody explain to me how that makes sense?
Make us watch. If you want to watch Pac, watch Elevation.
This filth.
That's probably. I mean, that's really the only answer that has some reality to it, is they want to get more eyes on it.
Yeah.
Tony maybe saw the match on Elevation and maybe was like, "Oh, this is good shit. Let's put this on Dynamite."
Imagine trying to get Jay to watch Tuesday Night Elevation.
What happened? Vince McMahon retires.
I'm an NXT loyal fan.
Vince McMahon retires, and now Tony Khan is walking around with that big dick energy, thinking this is all because of him. Come on, Tony. Come on, Tony. Right now,
I never saw. I know Rosa's a good wrestler, but lately, this past few nights, we've seen her back to back in every episode. She's been looking bad and bad and bad and bad, and it just keeps getting worse.
Tony seems like the type that he won't listen to people's ideas. Because while people are telling him ideas, he has a million little stupid ideas in his head.
So he went from Marina.
I feel like people will have more fun working for Triple H than they will for Tony Khan. I'm going to tell you that right now. And Tony went on a rampage today saying, oh, we got Malachi Black for 5 more years. We got Adam Cole for 5 more years. These guys aren't going anywhere. Great. So some of the best wrestlers in the world aren't going anywhere for 5 more years. And you're not going to do anything with them. That's what's going to happen. Because you're too busy pushing your favorite fucking personal wrestlers. CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, John Moxley.
That's the thing. Like you just nailed it. These wrestlers that we love, that we want to watch,
Chris Jericho.
We take them as Gilch famously said, mids, because they're presented to us when they come into this company as mids. Even Adam Cole. Adam Cole's on my top 10 list, man. I'm wearing the fucking shirt for God's sakes, and they treat him like a mid. This is what they do. This is what Tony Khan does.
At least he won the Owen Hart tournament.
So sad. It's so sad because you know what? Malachi Black has potential. He's been a champion. We've seen it, and it just sucks that he's just being treated like a mid.
He obviously won't say it. What do you think is going through Adam Cole's head when he finds out that fucking Trips is going to be head of creative if he just went over here and signed?
Oh yeah.
He would have got pushed over there 10,000 times the way he's getting pushed.
He would have been. He would have been.
It was the right move.
He would have been a world champion. Undisputed Elite would still be there, and they would be kicking the shit out of many people on fucking Raw or SmackDown. I mean, and I'll tell you what, if Triple H was in charge of creative, like, let's say 3 years ago, we never would have saw this whole, like, let's have an undisputed champion. We probably would have saw something like, better storytelling, man. It would have been better. You're going to see WWE is going to get better now. It really is. Over the next, and SummerSlam has been 100% announced as TV 14, by the way.
I hope so. I mean, it can't be... It's funny, I'm not even being sarcastic, but it can't be worse, right? It's got to be a little better. Again, it's just I hope that, Trips and Stephanie, Stephanie definitely has the power to just toss some of these fucking TV writers to the side, which have destroyed your product over 10 years. You're letting people, these TV writers that have no business in the business, and you give them so much power. So hopefully we see a shift there. Hopefully.
I think that's why they're going TV 14, so they can give the wrestlers a little more freedom creatively to say what they want to say, when they want to say it, and try to create some of that magic that we've seen in the past. And we haven't, and when I say past, I mean past, man. How many magical promo moments have you seen in the last 10 years compared to, like, alright, maybe not 10, 10's pushing it, because we saw Punk promos that were good, like maybe 8 years ago, 9 years ago. But before that, like, John Cena promo, is that what was doing it for you?
It's just funny. It's just funny how this company... I don't want to get too off track because I know we got a lot to cover, but it's just funny how this company...
Not really. We're almost done, man.
It's just funny how this company, in the pandemic, we've seen wrestlers like Daniel Garcia and all these unknowns that were getting so much TV time, and we were started to get into them, become more familiar with them, and then all of a sudden, once the pandemic's over and people, that's it. They just relied on John Moxley and Chris Jericho and all this, and we never saw these new stars that we were just getting to know. And now when we see them, like you say tonight, I don't even know Daniel Garcia. It's just like, you see, you're probably not the only one, just like Gilch. A lot of people out there really don't know who this guy is. And you know what's sad? In the Jericho Appreciation Society, I don't even know some of the other members. I really don't.
Anthony Parker.
Like, what does that tell you?
Anthony Parker probably talking about. You know Menard.
Yeah, but what does that? Yeah, of course. But what does that tell you? You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to.
No, I get it. I get it.
I'm just trying to make a valid point.
I just feel like, like Tony Khan had so many opportunities to really do something special, create special moments for special people. For example, when Miro first showed up, he should have just took the title off whoever the fuck was champion at the time. Like, instantly. Like, he had a tank at WrestleMania. A tank! And he still lost to John Cena. But they presented him as a boss, Bulgarian brute. Like, that guy should have came right in and had a fucking title run. Malachi Black should have had a title run. There should have been more title changes over the last 3-4 years. Not big ones. A couple. Not a lot. Maybe like 2 or 3 tops.
I wanted like Cole to at least
Cole, somebody
from Hangman.
Somebody. They should have created 2 more champions during the last 3-4 years, so they just have more to play with.
Yeah, any one of those guys like you mentioned that had fucking momentum to the moon, like Black, like Adam Cole did when they first came in.
Or Pac. When Pac first came in, he had so much fucking momentum. They could have put the strap on him instantly. Why are you putting over John Moxley like so much? You know Moxley's gonna eventually be champion. Why do you have to shove it down our fucking throats instantly? Instead of shoving it down our throats, shock the system. Do what the shirt says. Shock the system. Then, so predictable. Also predictable. CM Punk comes back. Oh, let's just make him champ. Just so predictable. Let's shock the system. Shock the system. Make MJF the champion. MJF's having the craziest run of his career. He could have screwed over Punk. And then you get Hangman Page versus fucking MJF. And then Punk fights and scratches to get the title off MJF. It's a much better payoff. I don't know why they don't do it. And guess what? Punk wouldn't be injured. Because he wouldn't be trying to do buckshot lariats. Smashing his fucking foot bone into pieces in the process.
I think it just landed too wrong because he just made so many botches that he didn't want to do another botch. I think that's what happened in that FTR. He did the first botch and then he did the second one.
As soon as he started doing botches, bro, he should have.
He went like that.
Yeah, but I look at Punk as such like a pro in the ring because he really is a pro. He is. He's good. No, he's still a pro, but the problem is he's trying to be the same pro he was 10 years ago. The real pro would reassess before they start having major matches and really fucking find out what they can and can't do, and then they create their gimmick and moveset around their capabilities. He looked at it as, I have no limits. I can still do everything that they can do. And that was his mistake.
You are completely wrong, because I'm going to tell you, he cannot go longer. I'll give him 50. After 15 minutes, he cannot go longer. I'm sorry. He's out of breath.
Well, his conditioning obviously, I think, got worse, right? He gained weight.
He's been like that since UFC. He's been like that since UFC. When he was in the first round, he was always out of breath. He can't go no more.
Well, UFC's a little different, man.
I get it.
UFC's a little different, I think, man.
Listen, if you can't go 15 minutes and you're running out of breath, even in a
it's kind of hard to go 15 minutes when you're losing in 30 seconds.
You're defending him too much.
What do you mean? He lost in 30 seconds. He got crushed.
You keep defending this guy.
Did you not watch his first match in UFC? Am I wrong, Gilch? Didn't he lose in like 30 seconds to that guy Mickey or whatever the fuck his name was?
Did you see his last match when he was just fighting? And he
the last match where his fucking ear was deformed?
His condition was all out, man. He has no condition. I just wanted him to take Paige off because Paige is a dork, so I just wanted the belt off.
Honestly, I try not to think about those UFC matches because they just made Punk look bad and weak.
Unfortunately, right now.
And I actually went to bars to watch these fights, and I was so disappointed.
Did you ask for your money back?
I didn't pay any money.
Oh, awesome, man.
Except the gas that I put in the car. And the drinks that I bought, of course. But, I had a good time. Even though Punk lost. As soon as Punk lost, I just literally shut my mind off from what just happened. And I moved on with the night. I moved from the match into the present. And I enjoyed my drink, my food, and my lady. Turned it into a good night, But other than that, we get an announcement. Undisputed Elite are back next week. They tell us on Rampage we're going to get Thunderstorm versus Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker. Which, that should actually be a good match, right? I'm thinking. Unless Thunder Rosa finds a way to fuck it up.
Possible.
I don't know, man.
Am I wrong for saying that Toni Storm, Jamie Hayter, and Britt Baker are all better than Thunder Rosa overall, as far as like promo and wrestling?
It's debatable.
If you want to say just straight wrestling, then obviously Thunder Rosa's right up there with all of them. But if you're talking about the total package, because I've seen Jamie Hayter talk, I haven't seen her make too many mistakes. She doesn't talk a lot, but she says her lines good, doesn't make mistakes. Britt Baker obviously is maybe the best female talker they have, in my opinion, right? Am I wrong? Who's better than her on the mic, female-wise? Anybody?
Well, Jade is slowly climbing up. Really
I'll give you that.
So
That's a good point, Jay, and I'm glad to see that you're on board with Jade.
she's sneaking up there.
I hesitated for a bit because I didn't want to put her with Britt Baker, but when I thought of women in promos, I was like, Jade lately. Yeah.
Lately, yeah. Absolutely, man. Huge improvement. But when they put the strap on you and they attach you to the rocket ship, if you don't gain like something every week, then you're not the person for the job. Jade has been better in the ring and on the mic. If you compare month to month to month, you see the gradual improvement up to the product we have now. So when she gets the 100-0 mark, which she will, by the way, hit. She will go 100-0, maybe 150-0, I don't know. Imagine how good she's going to be by then. She's going to be like on some Charlotte Flair shit. But more Diesel. And Shaquille O'Neal on speed dial.
But if you say who has the complete package out of all those women, I'm going to go with Toni Storm.
I like that answer. Toni Storm was so impressive at NXT UK. I really thought she was going to be the one to have the hugest push from the UK brand. I thought she was going to come over to the main roster and they were going to make a champion out of her. She's got the look, she can talk, she can fight, she can go. 100 times better than Liv Morgan. Am I wrong? You think Liv is better than Toni Storm?
Maybe.
What? Wow. How about you, Gelch? What do you think?
I don't know. That's a tough one.
All right, how about this?
It's like you're asking me like pick two of the things, which I think are like two of the more shittiest things.
Real fight in the parking lot. Liv Morgan or Toni Storm? Real fight. Who's winning?
Probably Liv, because she's from Jersey.
Fair. But aren't Australian chicks supposed to be crazy?
Toni Storm is killing. Toni Storm is killing that bitch.
Australia.
I don't know what she is.
Listen, you guys, the Miracle Kid. I think Cole has gotten to you guys with this whole Miracle Kid shit. I can't even believe we're talking about Liv Morgan like beating up Toni Storm. I don't. Come on.
Let's get to the main event, man.
Really? The main event should have been Matt Hardy versus Christian Cage. But no, we're going to see that next week on Dynamite. Quake by the Lake, Jon Moxley versus Jericho is official for 2 weeks from now. And I'm calling Jericho to win. Jay wants Jericho to win. Gilch, what are you calling?
I want Jericho to win, but
he's not, right? Moxley's going to win? Yeah, probably. We got the main event now.
Not to interrupt, but even if you just let Jericho win, then let Moxley win the rematch the next fucking week. Just give me something. Shake up the title a little bit here. Like, give me something.
Yeah, Moxley be a fucking 4-time champion by the time Punk comes back.
When is, are we anywhere? I forgot when the AEW, the equivalent of the Money in the Bank, where they get the, what is it, chip or whatever?
Oh, Double or Nothing, right?
Yeah, when is Double? Is that like...
I think that's next year, no? I think it's before WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think about
something like that.
Okay, sorry.
Because what? It's All Out, then it's Full Gear, then... what's the next one? Double or Nothing? I don't know. Do you think Forbidden Door is going to be a yearly thing now?
I hope not.
Oh, shit. Damn. Okay.
I hope
It was bad. Let's face it.
The
And
biggest
people got
match in the history of Daniel Garcia's young career. You got to imagine that Daniel Garcia grew up watching Daniel Bryan, not Bryan Danielson. He grew up watching Daniel Bryan kick the shit out of Randy Orton and Batista in the same night to go on and become the undisputed champion of the world, have his WrestleMania moment. I wouldn't be surprised if he was his favorite wrestler growing up, man. Jericho says, I taught Daniel everything he knows. He has a nasty streak, and he is ready. Now comes the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. JR says, some people say the most pure wrestler in the world. Bryan Danielson gets in the ring, immediately kicks Daniel Garcia in the head. Now big kicks to the midsection. Fans chanting, yes, and now an Irish whip and another nice drop kick to the head of Garcia. Now finally, Garcia lands a kick on Danielson, but Daniel sends Garcia over the top rope. And now a suicide dive from Bryan Danielson. Fans chanting, welcome back, Bryan. Sends Daniel Garcia face first into the ring post. Jericho says he's back way too early. Now Garcia with nice elbow shots to the head of Bryan, who is trying to get back in the ring. Now huge chops from Garcia, who is just pissing Bryan Danielson off at this point. Now Bryan Danielson beats the shit out of Garcia. Two big uppercuts from Garcia, followed by a neck wrench countered by Bryan. Nope, Daniel holds on and hits the neck breaker. Looked pretty good too. There was a slight botch from Bryan when Daniel went to throw him out of the ropes. Now Daniel Garcia sends Bryanson into the barricade. And now we see Daniel Garcia exposing the concrete old school status by ripping the padding off. And now Daniel Garcia sends Bryan into a barricade, and Bryan hits him with a nice forearm. Bryan breaks the count, and now the yes kicks to a sitting Daniel Garcia in the big drop kick, taking Garcia's head off. Now we see Bryan celebrating with the fans. Bryan to the top rope, drop kick to Daniel Garcia. Danielson looks like he just knocked himself out. Commentary's all talking like, holy shit, he's done. Daniel Garcia gets up, starts beating down on Bryan as the ref was trying to check on him. Bryan Danielson then collapses while going for a spot, rolls out of the ring. Daniel Garcia follows him, sends him into the steel steps, now going for the DDT on the exposed concrete. Pretty good job. Good storytelling in the match, because there was a moment I was like, damn, did he really get fucked up? But then when I saw him send him into the stairs, I'm like, nah, it's all part of the match for sure.
I thought for a second, I was like, is this real?
For a second, I'm like, wow, he got knocked out, huh? But then when I saw the bump, it didn't look like he hit his head. It looked like he had his head tucked in, took it all in the upper back. But Jericho yells, it's a yes I can get behind. I thought that was good. Jericho's always going to come there. I hate Bryan Danielson. I hate William Regal, Jericho says. During the break, officials were checking on Bryan, but Daniel Garcia was not having any of it. We see now back from break, Bryan Danielson's busted open. He's bleeding everywhere. Jericho says every time sports entertainers beat wrestlers. Every time. Now Bryan trying to fight back, but Daniel with nice chops, maintaining control. Daniel Garcia now biting Bryan Danielson as Garcia is trying to land a move from the top rope. Bryan escapes and now clobbering shots to the back of Garcia, about 10 of them. Now we see Danielson go to the top, lands the classic super back suplex, dumping Garcia hard in the middle of the ring. It looks like he took a lot of Danielson too. It took a lot out of it. That was a tough move. Big bump. Now both men up. Begins the chop fest to the face off. Chop, kick, chop, kick, chop, kick. Danielson with the yes kicks. The crowd loving it. Jericho says, people love this man. Danielson goes for the stomps, but Garcia with a very sexy counter turns it into a sleeper hold on Daniel. You guys saw that little counter he had? Popped him up into the sleeper. Very nice. I don't think I ever saw that before. It was awesome. Now another counter from Bryan Danielson. Locks in a submission of his own. Turns it into a tiger suplex. A cover and a kick out. Garcia holding on to the elbows. Now his own hammer and anvil elbows to Bryan, who's fighting back, standing up during all this. Basically going Hulk Hogan on Garcia. Now his own hammer and anvil shots. Garcia with the shoulder capture suplex. Cover. Kick out. Now Danielson looking for the big knee. Nice suplex. Counter by Garcia. Garcia slaps Danielson in the face. Danielson slaps Garcia. We get a rolling elbow strike. Big knee to the face. Now we get the label lock from Bryan Danielson. Nope. Daniel Garcia rolls to the outside. Danielson tries to follow him with a running knee off the apron. Throws Garcia back in the ring. Now under the ring we see an arm come out holding Bryan Danielson. And now we see the pile driver from Garcia, which I thought could have been a little better. And now Garcia with the sharpshooter really laying in, and Bryan Danielson passes out from the pain. We get the upset win from Daniel Garcia. I actually gave this a 4.5 star match. I thought they killed it. Good storytelling. Sets up JAS to look strong at the end of Dynamite. And it gives me more reason to think that they're going to take the title off Mox and put it on Jericho. The hand, of course, that was holding Daniel Garcia's enemy, Bryan Danielson, that was Jake Hager. That son of a bitch. Big night for Jericho and the esteemed group, says JR. Jay, what are you rating this match? Did you look shocked at a 4?
Like I said, I was gonna go mute Mike because I know you were gonna glamorize this match here. I was very happy for Bryan Danielson to see him in the ring. Looked great. This match needed a jump start, needed to get a lot of energy after the shitty fucking Thunder Rosa match was saw before this. So it started what it needed to be with the drop kick followed by the yes kicks. I was even saying yes in my own couch. Yes, because I was just happy to see Bryan Danielson in his form. Looked like he didn't lose a step. He was moving it. He was busting it. He impressed me with a chicken wing submission followed by a tiger suplex. Something I've seen in New Japan, but I haven't seen that move in quite some time. And he just pulled it off, so that impressed me. What also impressed me was Daniel Garcia, how he carried himself in this match and everything. But let's face it, that cyclone knee didn't really hit Garcia nowhere near the face whatsoever. It just hit his. And I get it, but this is where everybody's gonna bash me. I just thought there was too much fucking overselling. And I thought the referee was just doing too much of it either. And I didn't appreciate that. I felt it just took too much time. If you really wanted to take that, you could have done a different spot than this. It was too much after the missile top rope drop kick that he did. And I'm still trying to figure out, I appreciate Bryan Danielson for putting this kid over. But what's with the blood? Really? You're going to cut yourself to make... Really? You're going to go above and beyond? So we're seeing Blackpool unisons here? Because it seems like... Oh, don't forget Wheeler Useless cuts and stuff too. So I was shocked at that. That was really the shocker of the night to me. I can't believe he did that and actually took that DDT on the concrete. But, okay, I'll go with it. And, once he's had his little comeback, he started to show us that Bryan Danielson he is. I'm happy he put this kid over because that's what it's about. It's about putting people over and bringing up stars. But I don't appreciate the Blackpool, let's just cut ourselves and, woo, let's do this and let's have people bite us. It's really played out to me. And especially this is also played out as well, and we've seen a lot of it from the opening of the match, and now we see it closing the match. What I'll give this match, even though Daniel Garcia highlighted the night, of course, I'm gonna go 2.5, and it's just the selling. I think it's just too much overselling in this match. I think it was just too much unnecessary.
Okay. How about you, Gilch? What do you call him on this match?
Yeah, 2.5 is fair.
Wow. I actually liked it, man. I like that. I thought they killed it. I told a good story. They made me think that he got really hurt for a second. Nice fuck with, It was a long match. It wasn't a short match. They had 20 minutes, I think. Something like that. 25 maybe.
Like Jay said, the BCC now, it's they're all cut every match. It's like it was a bit.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a little disappointed with the ending too. How many times have we seen that in AEW since they've started? That should be something that's busted out every couple of years, not every couple of months.
There was a great finisher by Garcia, though. Give him props.
The sharpshooter looked good, man.
He really twisted that leg.
Listen, at the end of the day, they both look good in the ring. I thought they put on a good match. Maybe I rated it a little bit too high. You guys obviously thought it was a little lower, maybe because of the cheesy blood and whatever. It's all good.
But that's. I just want everybody to know that's what it's about. It's about putting these kids over to actually make some new stars, and that was just proof tonight. So kudos to Bryan Danielson, even though I didn't enjoy the match, but kudos to him, man.
It's nice to see him putting people over, yeah.
We don't really see that a lot. Really
No, that's the first time we've ever seen him really lose, I think, like, clean.
Just pass out.
Well, it wasn't clean, I guess. He interfered with the hand,
but...
When
was the last time you see Bryan Danielson pass out?
Never.
Think about it.
Never.
Long time.
Never. Maybe on original NXT or something.
Yeah, maybe once or never, but...
I don't know. I'm giving Dynamite tonight a 3.5 overall because I was entertained. I was surprised. There was good moments between Hook winning the title, Hobbs screwing over Ricky Starks. Nice storytelling there. That small little segment with the Bucks and Hangman added more questions in my head. I liked seeing Swerve watch Keith Lee get knocked out. It was good. I like seeing Tony Nese hold up a title. It's not his, but he held it up. That was nice. What are you grading it, Gilge?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3.5, and
Cool.
from it, and definitely not from like the overall quality of wrestling for the whole night. But yeah, you talk about that, the Hobbs turn, the Hook title, some different stuff. So I'll give it that.
What was the moment of the night for you?
Hook.
Yeah, me too. How about you, Jay? Rating and moment of the night.
I'm going to go 2.5 here. I thought it was an okay show. Had its okay moments. You guys mentioned Hook winning the belt. That was a great moment. But overall, I think the real moment is basically Ricky Starks when he really cut that promo, because I really thought he was really meaning that shit, what he says. I really think he connected not only with the audience and me, but he connected with everyone in the back that's been feeling like that, because I feel like these guys, like, I'm not saying Ricky Starks is under anybody, he's a top star, of course, but they're not getting that time to basically show what they're capable of doing, and maybe not even getting TV time. Going back to your first question, with all the generations and, the social medias and being on the phone, maybe that's their only outlet just because of not getting that treatment. So, it's a lot to think of, but it was an okay show. I did enjoy seeing Bryan Danielson coming back, knowing that we at least have one star back on the roster. So, 2.5.
2.5, okay. It was definitely better than last week's show, like, without fucking question, in my opinion. Like, without a fucking doubt.
Agreed.
Real quick, before we end the show, I just wanted to get into, like, one or two little questions. So now that Triple H is in charge of WWE, do we ever see the possibility of AEW maybe working with WWE ever?
I was thinking, it's funny you say that, because I was thinking about that. I was like, could it be possible? I don't know. There's just so much to take into account. Like, I don't know.
We know Tony Khan is open to working with almost any fucking buddy that will. He works with any promotion, whether it's Indie, New Japan, Ring of Honor, Impact. He don't give a fuck. Okay? So I know if the offer came, Tony would probably lick anybody's asshole to make that happen. Because he's a fanboy. He's a fucking mark. And even though he's the owner, president, and booker of AEW, he's a WWE fan. He won't admit it, but he is. He's loved them since they were WWF. And he will love them until they change their name again when they're bought by Disney and turned into the Mickey Mouse Fun Club or whatever the fuck they're going to call it.
Give me an invasion angle where the Bucks come out and super kick the Usos into oblivion.
How much more interesting would it be if there was an invasion angle and it was just like the WWE invading AEW and just shitting on everybody? Wouldn't that be better?
We're going to have the New Day versus FTR.
Please, no. No. What's the dream match scenario, though, right now, currently? Let's say AEW has nobody injured. Let's say CM Punk is the champ, right? down like 2 years from now, whatever. Let's say Cody Rhodes is the WWE champion. What is your dream match for AEW, WWE, Jay? You can give me 2 or 3 too. It doesn't have to be just one.
I think I already said it. I think it sets the tone. I think you guys keep living your fantasies every episode. Talking about Barry winning the belt at SummerSlam. I think you guys are really missing the big picture. If you really want to make this kid get over, he really has to win at a big moment.
What the fuck does that have to do with the question I just asked you, though?
SummerSlam's number 2.
Hold on. What better way to do it at WrestleMania by schooling Cody Rhodes winning this belt all his fucking life, go climbing, and then losing in 2 seconds. We've seen it with Randy Orton and a.k.a. Daniel Bryan over there. Let's not forget that. But I would like to see Theory versus Cody Rhodes. I think that would be one heck of a match. Both guys are smooth. Let's not forget Theory's a lefty. As for AEW, if CM Punk was the champ, I don't know, because, like I said before, I see a lot of these top stars used as mids. But what I would really love to see is probably CM Punk versus Adam Cole.
I think, was that?
Yeah, but that's AEW versus AEW. We're talking about AEW versus WWE. Dream match.
Nah, there's nothing. I'm fine the way it is.
How about you, Gus? Do you have a dream match?
Let Cody take the belt over there, and then the invasion angle as MJF comes in. And
well, I got a dream match, and I'd like to see Brock Lesnar versus Wardlow.
He hasn't even wrestled.
That's my dream match: Brock Lesnar versus Wardlow, or Roman Reigns versus Wardlow. One of those two would be beautiful. And I would love to see MJF versus The Miz. I would love to see Adam Cole versus Roderick Strong. I think that would be nice. Undisputed Elite versus the Diamond Mine. Bring them up.
Oh, we're not even thinking about like
WWE in general, man.
No, I'm saying
I'm good on this cross.
You'd have to put Britt Baker versus someone, right, on that list.
Britt Baker versus Becky Lynch.
No one.
Charlotte Flair versus Jade Cargill. We're talking about like 2 years down the road, people. You know what I'm saying? That
I just can't see it. I'm not a fan. I don't even want to watch it.
What?
Jade Cargill versus Flair.
Being like in my late teens to like 20-ish, like during the Attitude Era, people would joke about like, oh, what are dream matches? Oh, this guy's in WCW now. This guy's over there. It's never going to happen. No one ever fucking thought they were going to buy them how many years later. So like, that was fun. Those dream matches there, you got to see that we never got to see. Hogan Rock.
In my opinion, that's one of the greatest moments in the history of wrestling when you saw Vince McMahon on fucking TNT or, TNT, right? It was TNT and USA at the same goddamn time. And, I've always been a WWF guy, okay? I like WCW, I like Sting, I like Ric Flair, woo, all that bullshit. Yeah, Harlem Heat, WWF was better the whole fucking time. Everybody wants to talk about this big war that took place for about a year, because the NWO storyline was the only thing that gave them the ratings anyway, and that was only good for about 4 months before they shitted out that storyline and made, So WWF and WCW, to me, they overhyped that war way more than what it actually was. Because the reality is WWE kicked their ass after 1 year. It was
the quality of wrestling and the storylines weren't even close. Even when WWE was trailing in the ratings for a bunch of weeks, it wasn't even close. All it was WCW's best wrestlers were mid-card. Jericho,
yeah, they didn't wrestle.
Ray,
yeah, you're right.
They put them in squash matches.
Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Perry Saturn, Dean Malenko, Chris Jericho.
Just another guy for the NWO to walk out and and hit with chairs and everything else.
Billy Kidman, Rey Mysterio. I mean, I can keep going on and on. I mean, you know the roster. I mean, they had Stone Cold, for Christ's sakes. They had Stone Cold. They had Triple H. The only one they didn't have was The Rock. The Rock is the only big-time guy that never was in WCW. But he still held up the WCW championship, though.
They just handed that company over to those guys, and Nash and Hogan, who never were known as great workers. And that's it. I mean, it was just like every week was, okay, who joined the NWO now, and who's going to get beat down tonight again by the NWO?
All right, here's my question to both of you guys. Who was the one superstar from WCW that you wanted to see have more success in WWE that didn't? Either one of you can answer.
I would say probably Sting.
I can agree with that. How about you, Jay?
Can't think of anyone.
Can't think of anybody.
Booker had a small run, right? When he came
No,
in as
Booker had big. He didn't have a small run. He was working with Stone Cold. He was working with The Rock. He was working with Triple H. He was working with Kurt Angle. You want to call that a small run? Then be my guest. But you know, my man just wrestled the biggest stars in the world all in 1 year, 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, trying to run.
Trying to think of more guys that went that way, but you think like
I think Scott Steiner's though.
Like Jericho and Ray you can't have bigger runs than they've had.
Scott Steiner and Buff Bagwell were the two guys I felt like they really dropped the ball with. But I blame Buff and Scott for that. You know that they destroyed their own fucking. Anyway, that invasion storyline was so bad, wasn't it? It was bad. It wasn't good. It was fun like the first couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But then it got played out really quick.
You didn't know if it was real or not. That was the funny thing about it at the time. Like at least the first time or two.
They tried to make it. Also, another rumor today: AJ Lee might come out of retirement for Jade Cardigan. Did you hear this?
Yikes!
Yikes! Right? Yikes!
They retired.
And here's the results for AEW Dark Elevation. Andrade Family Office, which was Angelico and Private Party, defeated AR Fox and Adrian Alanis and Liam Gray. You had Nyla Rose and Marina Shafir defeat Angelica Risk and Shalance Royal. You had Tony Storm defeat Emi Sakura. You had Chris Stanlander defeat Brittany. I don't know who the fuck Brittany is. Hikaru Shida defeated Robin Renegade. Who are these people? Evil Uno and 10 defeated Aaron Solo and Nick Camarado. Poor Nick Camarado, man. That guy gets dumped on. Baron Black defeated Brandon Cutler. And Konosuke Takashita defeated J.D. Drake. J.D. Drake sucks. Why is he fighting Takashita? Or Takeshita, I'm sorry. Takeshita. I called him Takashita, man, because he hasn't been on TV. Why wasn't he on Dynamite? That guy's awesome. Where's he? Takashita?
JD Drake should get a shot at Pac's title right there.
I'll tell you what, when he's on TV, I'm going to call him Takeshita. But when he's not on TV, I'm calling him Takashita. So tonight we got Takashita. You guys have anything else you want to cover?
Well, I want to say on a good positive note, last night NXT has went up 2% since Triple H took over. So shout out, we at the 600 down mark now for viewers. So kudos, we are out of the 500 down mark. So yeah, shout out to the whole team, Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez, the two pillars, Ion Quinn, Grayson Waller. They did it last night.
Tony D.
Kudos.
Tony D's finally looking good after a while. Yeah.
Tony D just bring up ratings right now. He just did. That's the good news. That's the positive note right there.
They need to get rid of Wendy Chu immediately, though. And Tiffany Stratton needs to just stay away from her.
Is Wendy Chu the chick that like she has like
she sleeps, she gets up, does the sleepy elbow.
I watched at one time. I flipped on NXT like in the middle of the meal. Let me see what's going on, and I see this fucking promo. I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
So Jay, what's the deal for Saturday, man? Are you doing the play-by-play with me?
Probably. I will keep you posted.
If it is, you come to the crib. We do it live from here. We get the live double cam reaction.
You know my reaction is a
possibility. You gotta, after 10 o'clock, you gotta like you can't be too loud. He gets crazy. This guy, he starts drinking. He gets nuts. He gets fucking nuts. Last time he came over my house, he left his liquor on the floor. My dog ate it and almost died.
Your dog shouldn't be sniffing around liquor, man. All right.
No more taking caps off containers. Tomorrow night, Impact. Anybody watching?
Maybe.
I
mean, after that comes New Japan, so it's like a whole wrestling marathon there tomorrow.
I'm going to actually tune in to Impact tomorrow just to see if Joey Janela's face is still fucked up.
I'm just a Moose fan, man. If Moose is not there, it's like, I don't know, man. I'm a Moose guy.
Moose is cool, but you know who's cooler?
But Ace Austin's cool too, so I like Ace Austin. Hopefully he's there tomorrow.
I'll tell you who the coolest person in pro wrestling is today.
Ace Austin?
That's Theory.
I think it's Ace Austin.
SummerSlam Saturday, we found out Seth Rollins isn't fighting Riddle. You guys heard this?
Yeah, but I heard it's part of the storyline, so I heard.
Yeah, that's what David said. I don't know if
yeah, that's what they're saying.
I saw Triple H reply to Seth Rollins' tweet though, and I said I hear you. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah, but it's all. I mean, I'm cool with it, to be honest, because I figured the main event's going to take forever, so I'm cool with it.
Well, this Saturday we're going to see SummerSlam. We might see history being made, or we might see just rinse and repeat. Maybe Suplex City. I don't know. I hope SummerSlam Rollins comes down and fucking ruins everybody's fucking night. I'd love him to come down. Listen to me. He doesn't have a match against Riddle, right? I love it. Then he's free. He can go and make sure his wife becomes the new women's champion. He can make sure Theory becomes the United States champion. He can get involved in the main event and make sure Roman and Brock both lose. Seth freaking Rollins. He's the heel, right? What better way to piss everybody off than to make sure the guy everybody hates becomes your new undisputed champion? That just adds more heat. Am I wrong? Doesn't that add so much more heat to Rollins if he makes Theory? You know what I mean? And by saying make Theory, he literally makes him. He makes him the champion. Don't you like that? Jay,
you see, my whole deal is I don't hate it. My whole deal is that I feel this whole SummerSlam pay-per-view, this whole card is flat. Because the only thing we're talking about that we only interested, let's face it, is a tag team title match and the heavyweight championship, undisputed match. That's really it. And it's sad because Becky Lynch is fighting for the belt. And you know what? Not a lot of people talking about it. It's just these two matches. It's just, I feel out of all the SummerSlam matches and all the SummerSlam programs we've seen year after year after year, let's face it, this one's flat. And why would I put my top rising star with a jetpack to winning on a flat card like this? I just don't see any sense of it.
I think you're wrong. This is about to be the most watched SummerSlam of all time because of Logan Paul. And everyone in the world is about to see the newest, youngest United States, the youngest undisputed champion, and I can't fucking wait. All right, man. This has been Wrestling with Savage, episode 68. Thank you, Gilch. Thank you, Jay. Everybody that's watching, I appreciate you. Make sure you check out the website, wrestlingwithsavage.com. Follow us on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify. Share the stream. Let everybody know that this is the spot for wrestling. Big shout out to Big Vito. Big shout out to Max Caster.
Big Vito, come on the show.
And Max big shout out to Vince McMahon. I hope you enjoy your retirement.
I will not shout you out.
Everybody have a good night, man. Shout out to Crittext. He's the guy that's singing this song. Everybody have a good night. Enjoy and God bless.
And I just want to say you are listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts. Max Caster, your future AEW champion. Fucking man. Yeah.
Yeah, let me hear it.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, proud to you live at the champ. Our last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage, SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage, what?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.